All right, folks. I usually use Safari on my computer here, so I download Chrome, first time ever using it, and that allowed me to stream here. So sorry for the delay. Hope everyone is having fun this Memorial Day weekend. The picture's definitely not that good, but a little fuzzy here. But what are you gonna do? At least I made it out here and I'm live. So I'm here for the Q&A. I made it. Let's talk, guys. So if this thing doesn't, no one starts answering questions in I don't know, 5 minutes or so, then I'm just going to end it because I know I don't have a ton of subscribers. I figure just try this out and see what happens. So what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. You guys stay pretty busy out there. See you guys doing a door lately and a deck and all that stuff. Pretty good stuff, man. Got my Sluter hat on. I like this black one. They've been having these gray ones, but black one's not bad. I want to get a nice flat brim one though. I don't know what they're doing with this. Yeah, trying. I don't know. Seems like you guys are busy all the time. How many guys you got working with you? So how many guys you got working with you? I'm curious too. I mean, I hope that you're making a profit, not just trying to keep your guys busy. So, it doesn't make sense with this whole thing going on to like call a few guys that still make a profit. You might have to do that, but I don't know what your situation is. You got 3 guys and you, and I see you work in the field too. That's 3 guys is a decent amount to keep busy. My father had his company. The most I think that ever worked for him was like usually it was always 2 full-time guys and himself in the field, and then sometimes I have a laborer. That's it. But usually just 2 technicians or mechanics, you could say, whatever term you want to use, and himself, which is a mechanic too. And then on bigger jobs, if you need labor or whatever, that's how I usually did it. Are you a member of the NTCA, man? I just got the new book. 2020 book here. This thing is getting thicker and thicker about a year. Definitely won't get more though. I'm assuming no more guys. Is that what you're saying? All right, guys, we got 3 people on the live chat. If you're a subscriber, you have any questions about the tile industry or how I do things or how I price things, whatever it is, ask some questions. I'm definitely here to help you out the best I can. I know the picture's not so great. This is my first live stream. I had a little hiccup in the beginning, but I'm here. So, made it. Yes, no more guys. I see. So you're able to keep all those 3 guys busy full time? NTCA is definitely something for me this year. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I got jobs from it, but it shows that you care about the industry. You get a tile letter every month, and then you get, the biggest thing will probably be the vouchers. You get a bunch of material depending on what you want to choose, but the biggest one will probably be the setting material. And then you got people that you could contact. You got their hotline number. Also, I haven't used it before, but you can get a hold of people quickly in the industry that are like Mark Hiley, those. I mean, you could probably get a hold of them not being a member, but when you are a member and you call the number on your NTCA card, all that, I could see that being, somewhat easy. So don't know because I haven't tried it, but I've heard, people that can help you out. Yeah, I think it's like around $50 a month to do it. So not bad. Right there in the short, baby. NTCA, CTI, $13.96. You're not a CTI, are you? Something I'm looking for is how to educate about big slab panels. Huh. Yeah, I've been to all the trainings in the Tri-State over the last, I don't know, 2-3 years. I got certified gauge portion panels right here. Hopefully you can see that. So I've been to the training, I've done all that stuff. But still, as you know, things aren't exactly the same in the field. I've only had a few jobs to bid on that, and I didn't get either one. I think it was 2 jobs I had the opportunity to bid. Didn't get them. So I mean, most of my jobs are like bathrooms or floors or whatever, so I don't really get much calls for that stuff. But there's a guy up north in your area, Giuseppe, also known as Joe. You probably know him. He does a lot of panels up your way. I think he's in like he does a lot of work in Short Hills. I know you're kind of northeast around that area. You might know who he is. He does a lot of them. Not CTI. How do I get those training? Well, I actually joined NTCA when I went to one of these. So a lot of times when you're a member NTCA, they have these trainings as like an NTCA member only thing in there. So you'll get notified. You can see the schedule. You can show up. Sometimes they do them on for free, but with this whole virus thing, they haven't done anything like, I don't think this whole year, but they do them every so often. There's one at Nemo Tile, I don't know, about a year or so ago, and then they had one up northeast, actually in your area, maybe 2 years ago now. So you don't know them. I could tell you right now. It's from MRR Remodels. You probably follow my Instagram. He's always posting stuff on his story. He don't really post like on his page, but on his story he posts a lot. So I had one job I did with Yoda, if you know who he is. If you follow, I think you follow me on Instagram, but I had one job that we had Joe come out and do for us in Princeton. I was actually on vacation, so I couldn't even be there, but we had him come out and do it was like 2 panels for us. It wasn't me and it was me and Yoda's job. We didn't even attempt to, do it ourselves just because you got to buy the equipment. It's only that one job. So I'm like, let's just hire him to do it. Because if we had a few jobs in a row or we got at least a few of them a year, then I would invest in the tools. But it's like $5,000 just in tools just to get started with that stuff. So if you're going to start, you better, have like 10, 20 grand of jobs at least coming in before you start buying that equipment. So it's like fabricating work doing that stuff. They had one at Best Towel too. The most recent one was at Best Towel down, where is it? The new location, like further south than Hazlitt. And I actually put up one of the panels in their showrooms right there. So you just gotta you gotta look up, you gotta look out for them. Joe, yes, I know. Oh yeah, you know Joe then. Yeah, not worth it. But yeah, so like I said, we had maybe 2 full panels on this job, me and Joe. So I'm like, Yoda and me say, all right, we're not gonna spend $5,000 for this one job to do it. So my view on those panels is they're really good for like commercial settings, like say malls and things like that, or what like Joe does, which is really a lot of high-end stuff. See, most of my work I would say is kind of in the middle. I don't get really a lot of high-end stuff. So people even ask for. I've only had a few jobs where they asked for. I told them what's in the cost. It's like $1,000 a panel, if not more, to install it, and they got blown away. So I'm not having a hard time saying your name, Raul. What's going on, man? What's going on? Thanks for showing up. Yeah, so the whole panel thing is really about you gotta be, template and everything. It's got to be cut dead on perfect, and it's really kind of nerve wracking working with this stuff. I've been to all the trainings. I know how it feels, with cuts and stuff like that. But you got enough guys. You got 3 guys. Usually, when you do those jobs, you have to have two. Like, let's say the panel's already cut and you're going to put it up. You're gonna have like 1 or 2 guys on the. Say you're doing a wall, spreading the mud on the wall, and then spreading 1 or 2 guys on the panel, spreading mud, and you gotta actually you gotta bring them together before that shit skins. So you're gonna be using the best thin set from each manufacturer. That usually has 45-minute to 60-minute open time. That's what you want. And you're gonna need 2 guys on each side of the panel lifting it up and getting it in place. And let me tell you, once you get it up there, if you pound in at all, it's very difficult to move. So you really want to make sure your ducks in a row. So as you place it up there, you don't have to, lift it up too much or pull it down. You want it just right, and maybe pull it down a little bit, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, and that's it. Then you start working it in. You either tap it in or you use a vibrator. You've probably seen all this stuff, man. I installed 2 panels one time. I used a grinder to cut them, but won't try again. I was lucky I didn't break it. Yeah, man. You're either using those long snap cutters made for that stuff and a grinder. I mean, that's it. So, that's the only way to cut that stuff. They gave us a few tricks of, how to cut certain areas. I mean, like, so you have to cut the corner of the panel. You got to cut it like this and like that, just like a regular tile. But this one, you really want to be careful. So you drill a hole in the corner and you snap this way or grind this way, and same thing on the other side. That way you don't have a weak spot when you cut this way and that way, and it might crack the panel all the way down. I see you do like on your Instagram, you're doing like dirt bike and stuff. That's pretty cool. See you driving out pretty far though in Pennsylvania to go for that stuff. I like to go bass fishing. I had a YouTube channel, which I still don't upload much anymore because of the family. Don't get the fish like I used to, but I have like 3,000. Well, right now, 2,900 subscribers on that one. But since I had my second kid in 2018, things have slowed down a lot, so I haven't had stuff. I still have footage from 2017 I gotta upload. Dirt bike, it's fun, man. Yeah, I used to ride them when I was a teenager. What's funny is, I grew up in Edison. Now I live in Spotswood, but right next to me, I live like a few miles from Overbridge. One of my best friends back in high school, we used to go riding in his backyard because, Englishtown, Overbridge, it's a lot of woods over there. That was fun. That's the only issue. No local places to go. Yeah, especially where you live. I mean, it's really dense up northeast Jersey over there. I'm in central, and it's dense here, but not like where you are, man. You gotta go out by like Round Valley, go west to find woods at least over there. 2 houses on this cool. You got any questions or anything you see in my videos you want to see differently, whatever it is? Any suggestions? Anything? Diet Pepsi, I got a problem. Drink way too much. Way too much. Oh, it's me, 2 other people here. All right. All right, what we got here? I see you use Hydroban and Curdy band over Weedy boards. What I'm going to assume you're saying here, or you could correct me, is yeah, I like to use Curdy as my favorite sheet membrane, mainly because it's the easiest thing to work with. It holds the seam, it's thin. Other ones I use on the market are usually too thick. They don't hold a crease. But yeah, I mean, what I found is through my testing on a few of my videos that the water will wick. I mean, it won't leak. The shower won't leak. It just gets a little bit damp because the system is really not. It's not meant to hold water. It's just moisture management. They're saying now the videos is called moisture management, which is fine. But you know, once I'll curry the whole shower, come back the next day, and you know, Hydroban 2 coats on all the seams, anywhere there's thin set along the seams, and that way there's no working whatsoever. So I just do 2 light coats and then ready for flood. On Weedy board, no, I did. You've probably seen the video where it's just not a hybrid. I mean, the sealant works. So if you're talking about Weedy board, yeah, I trust the sealant on the seams and all that stuff. I don't have a problem with that. But what I like to do, like when I use a Hydroban board, I put the sealant on the top edge where the boards come together and it squeezes out. That's waterproof, just like on Weedy. But what I like to do with the Hydroban board is this sealant, especially the sealant by Laticrete. Thin set sticks to it, but it doesn't stick to it that well. So what I'll do is I'll just do 1 coat on anywhere that there's sealant, which is on the fasteners and the seams and core, just 1 coat, and the thin set will bond to it a lot better. That's how I like to do that. But anywhere I'm using the sheet membranes, just thin set on the edges, I'll hit that with 2 coats, especially down low. Once I get above like 12 inches off the shower base, I'm really not concerned about doing a liquid, but I'll just do 1 coat on the corners, like on the edges if I put Curdy-Band there. Well, lately, like the last shower I just did a Hydroban, used the sealant in the corner, brought it together, you know, feathered it out on the inside, and then I just did 2 coats of Hydroban there. It's already waterproof with the sealant, but I did 2 more coats there, and down low use the Curdy-Band. That way in the inside corner it's nice and tight. You don't have to build that with a banding. All right, so Raul, let me look at your question here. How did I start my business? Register with the state. I'm in New Jersey, so all you got to do here to start your business, you got to get, you know, general liability insurance, and then start my business. So hopefully that answers your question. If you want to know why or things like that, let me know. Ask. When you do dry pack for shower floor, do you do Detra over plywood? No mesh and paper. Hold on, let me say that. When you do dry pack for shower floor, do you do Detra over plywood? No mesh and paper. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, you know, tar paper, or, you know, basically just slip sheet and then wire. I used to use that method and that works just fine, but you know, it's faster, and I like to use. I mean, a lot of guys use Detra or Stratomat, whatever, and then put their mud to that. I like to use Permat. Thin set that down. That Permat's still only 1/8, 3/16 thick, and that Permat will make your whole plywood stronger anyway. So it's equivalent to 3/8 plywood. So I like using that on my shower base because anytime I go over a single layer of plywood, even though it's 3/4 all that, I still want to have more strength to, especially when you put the mud there, because you know it's a lot of weight. So yeah, I mean you could do tar paper and wire, and then just, you know, do it dry. That works just fine too. But I found from working with Yoda that he uses any type of membrane, then A lot of times I just put his mud to the coupling membrane. I like to thin set it down. So whatever membrane I'm using on the floor there, and I make sure I fill the waffles, and I can use a small notch trowel with loose thin set, like an 1/8 inch, all the way up to a 1/4 inch, whatever it is you want to use, just to bond it to the mat. And you got a rock solid installed. I mean, it's not by the book. It's not like an approved method. Latacrete does approve of it with their Stratamat using 254. So they want a high quality thin set. Then you want the thin set to mud to that, so everything's bonded. So Latacrete will approve of it, but plenty of guys out there have done it for a while without an issue. Knock on wood. So hopefully that answers your question. So what else we got going on here? I'm going to check out one thing here. Hopefully you can still see me. Okay. For a 6-foot by 5-foot shower, what do you recommend? Dry pack only or foam base with dry pack? Well, what foam base are you using? Sluter or Weedy? I'm gonna assume that you're using Sluter in that, and well, I think the Sluter ones you could do is they come 6 by 6, so should be all right with that. Yes, man. So rephrase that for me. Make sure I'm knowing what you're asking. I have some other live feeds I tried to do that weren't working, so I'm gonna delete that. Just give me a moment here. Just deleting this other feed. 1 second, guys. Hopefully you can see me. All right, I'm back. So yeah, J Marl. What's your first name again, too? By the way, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm just bad with first time. Just let me know what your first name is so I can address you properly. I mean, I see everything you write on there, but I just know you by your business name, not your first name. So acquaint me. Isn't 48-inch the longest Sluter base? No, I think it's 6 foot by 6 foot. They're the biggest ones they got now. I used to do nothing but foam trays on all my showers, but the thing is, you really have to have that floor within about 3/16 of flat and level. So most jobs aren't that case. I've been kind of mudding things more often. It does take more time, but you can make the perimeter perfectly level and pitch to the drain and make it whatever you want. And the thing is, anytime, in my opinion, you have small tiles like pebbles or small mosaics, mud is going to be a better option than foam because you got that point load. I mean, all these companies say you should be fine, but mud is always a proven method. You can't go wrong with it. It does take more time, but it's rock solid. So usually, in my opinion, if the floor is dead level or within 3/16, you got no problem using a foam pan. One thing that I always say though, when using those foam pans, is use at least a 3/8 trowel on the substrate. So say if it's concrete, on the floor there, 3/8 trowel. Sometimes use a 1/2 inch, and then I always use a flat sided trowel and back butter the tray. And then once you put it in, you drop it in, and then you walk on like you would a panel. Yeah, Jonathan. All right, so Jonathan, yeah, that's how I do it, and then walk on like a panel. So if you got the new Sluter trays, I mean, obviously put a piece of cardboard on it, and then walk it out from the center, and make sure you collapse all the ridges, and then you're rock solid. So I would say anything for a foam base, a 2x2 porcelain or up. I wouldn't use anything small, and knowing what I know now. Thing is, like I work for companies doing mud, so I'm decently experienced, but I wouldn't say I'm the best mud guy, but I can definitely do mud, no problem. Like the office I'm in right now, my office, it's about, I don't know, 100 square feet, 80 to 100 square feet. I mudded the floor in here and it came out awesome. But it's a lot of work. It's heavy shit. It's, I see, you know how it is. You just did that one job. I actually have a job that I just sold. I got to go on to the site and confirm everything, bring the contract and all that stuff. But it's going to be a curbless shower on a slab, so that's going to be something new for me. They want to do maybe line drain, all that stuff. So I'm gonna have to jackhammer some stuff up. Jonathan, which linear drain do you like? I'm looking for a 36-inch linear drain. Oh, Sluter, man, every time. Sluter linear drains are the best. Raul, man, I see you're still in here. You got any other questions? I mean, I don't know what else I could talk about, so you guys got to help me out here. I'm better at asking questions than just making things up here. Yeah, Jonathan, Sluter, man, every time. They make the best line drains. I've done a ton of them. And I don't know if you know the trick, but there's a trick to putting in the line drains without putting them in. Like I make a template of the line drain, and I'll do my mud work, and I'll pull that template out the next day, and then set my drain to that, right to my mud. It's better than using the foam because you can't get a level, or then the curdy that's on it, you're trying to screed through it, and you can cut it. So it's not good. All right, guys, what else we got going on here? Hi. All right. Oh, so putting the drain before the mud is not a good idea. Well, it's fine, but when you have that curdy all bunched up on the edge and you're trying to screed to it, it gets in the way. So I find it better to make a template, and I could share with you how I do that. You put that, you get that dead level. There's a few methods of how to do that, and then you have it in place. And you screed, it's like a screeding point. So you put it here, right? And then you're screeding by here, you can screed right off it. It's just level. If you put the foam in, you're trying to level it with thin, so you might push it this way or that way when you're screeding. It's easy. You put it in, screed off it, pull it out the next day, set the drain. Yeah, man. Jonathan, how many trucks you got? Seems like you got more than one. Oh, would it be nice? It would be nice how you do it. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely tell you. I should make a video on it, actually. I mean, I've done plenty of videos when I'm actually pulling them out, but I haven't explained how I do it. I mean, there's probably plenty of information out there on how to do it, but if I do it in detail, it might be something good to share with everyone. Make it easy for you. I don't know if you heard me before, but Jonathan, how many trucks you got? It seems like you got a few. Already been going 30 minutes here. Two work vans and a third van I use for garbage from my demolition. Nice, man. How long you been in business for now? 4 years. Yeah, I'm going this year. The 2020 is my 5th year, so not far off from you. Let me ask you though, Jonathan. I mean, do you track your leads? And if you do, where are you getting your leads from the most, you would say? Well, if you track them, you should have an idea. I keep it simple. I mean, some guys use software. I have a piece of paper right over here that I write down where each lead came from, so I can see, what's working and what's not. Oh, local design. Yeah, I haven't done much work with designers, so sounds like he or she keeps you pretty busy, man. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, so once you get in like a designer, they start referring you. Like those are hot leads, so you have a real good chance of getting those jobs. Most of my jobs are from referrals that I land are from referrals. So I do get some jobs from advertising, marketing, whatever you want to call it, but they're a lot harder to land. But so Instagram, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I've got some jobs from people finding me on Instagram too, man. I mean, I don't have much followers at all either. I have, less than 1,000, but whatever, man. I'm still getting people calling me and looking out. I don't know how many. Let me see how many you got. But yeah, man, you got to stay in front of people. I see you posting all the time. Doing friggin' good, man. Yeah, you got 1,700, man. Good shit. Good shit. So basically, lately Instagram. Those are really my only two sources. Really, wow. So let me ask you: do you have a website? I mean, I haven't looked. I mean, I know you from Instagram and seeing the stuff, but I really haven't looked around to see what you got. You got an Instagram? I mean, sorry, you got a website? No website. Shit, man. Yeah, so you have to have a website, even if it's shitty. Like mine, I got built by a website guy a few years ago. I might look into building my own because I'm not ready to spend 10 grand on one. I'm actually working on it. There you go. All right, so you got it in works. Because as you know, if ever something happens with that design or whatever, you don't want to have your eggs all in one basket. You probably know that, but here you want to be everywhere. Well, let me ask you this. I mean, it seems like you're doing general contracting, doing a little bit of everything. Do you want to stay with that, or you just want to kind of specialize in one thing? Because, I don't know if you ever heard this saying before, but the riches are in the niches. So, I mean, it seems to be working for you already. I mean, you're staying busy and all that, but, you got to track things and see what jobs you're making the most profit. Because I know when I grew up working with my father, doing general contracts similar to what you're doing. One day we're doing roofing, one day we're doing siding, next day we're doing tile. The next week we're doing building a deck. I mean, it was all over the place. So it's hard to refine your skills or things like that. I find that I myself become more efficient, and you see companies, if you're looking to grow, if you hire guys and do all that stuff, you're going to be a lot more efficient if you specialize in just one or a few things. I would like to stay with kitchens and baths. There you go. Well, you basically just have to market that stuff. I mean, you obviously market with your Instagram, all that stuff, and I see you lean more towards that. But you definitely don't want to turn it on anything. So I see what you're doing, just trying to make a living like everyone else. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But you got to see like what's the most profitable for you. Because we're in the business to make a living, right? So you got to track the jobs that you're doing that, like, say, I see you doing a deck, right? That you're usually not used to doing that. So at the end of that job, I mean, I don't know if you're doing this stuff or not, but I'm just gonna, tell you, um, you got to see it up all your numbers and see that if that was good or not, if that was profitable for you, if it made sense. Definitely interior remodeling. All right. So you just got to market that. So how you working on a website? How are you handling that? You having someone do it? You doing it yourself? I mean, what's the situation? Why is it you think they don't make much profit? Because it takes too long, or you're not sure how to bid it? Well, I see that you say you don't do all the time, but what's the reason why you think you're not making much profit? Is it taking too long, or you're underbidding it? I would say it's probably one of those two things, because you're not used to doing it, like you're saying, right? Am I right? Friend of mine builds websites, so he's taking care of that. There you go. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of guys out there with a website. I mean, that's fine. I mean, do what you got to do, whatever. But if all this social media stuff goes down, I mean, we don't own it. We own our websites and all that stuff. And I mean, another thing too is Google. I don't know if you're on Google, but you want to make sure you have my business profile on that. Have people write reviews on that, upload pictures to that. Yes, we take too long. Say, because you're not, like you said, you don't know how to bid it because you don't know how long it's going to take. So I don't know what much profit is. I don't know, maybe you can elaborate what much profit isn't, what that means to you. But if it's not, where you need to be, then you need to. If you have other work, then just, you got to learn how to say no to some jobs. If you're able to pick and choose jobs, I don't know what your situation is. I mean, I'm not at that point yet, but if you do have, if it seems like you have a lot of work, so you're on Google and House. All right, awesome. All right, I'm gonna run this thing maybe another 10 minutes, man. It's only me and you in here. Now, what I'm gonna do is once I get off of here, I'm gonna go on Instagram, and if that starts going crazy too, I'll stay on that. So just keep that in mind. I really like our conversation here, but I want to see if we can get more people engaged. So I'm gonna give this another 5-10 minutes, and then I'll go live on Instagram. Yeah, man, I hear you. I hear you, man. I mean, we really don't know how this virus thing is gonna go, right? But we just gotta hold our heads high, stay busy, keep working. There's always people out there that still have money and not worried about this whole thing. I'm personally, in my opinion, I'm personally not worried about this virus. I'm worried about the economy really tanking. At some point, it's gonna affect all of us. All right, a few more minutes, man. I'll close this thing out. Yeah, I mean, they're saying so they want to keep everything closed to like 2021 or something crazy. I mean, you can't do that. Man, you cannot do that. I mean, we literally shut down the whole world for a fucking virus. Yeah, it's dangerous and it's all that, but it's more danger in shutting down the economy than a few people getting sick. But hey, I'm just a sheep in the herd here. They could be BSing us all about what's really happening. Who knows? You just take care of your own, and that's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. You said you got 3 guys working for you. They're all family, Jonathan? Oh, no problem, man. Fair to yours as well. You too, man. All right, I'm gonna end this now. Thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna go live on Instagram, see what happens over there. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Donnie D signing off.